At exactly 3:17 UTC, June 18th, NASA's live feed froze. Gone. Just like that. But not before it slipped out one last frame. And if you've seen it, you know why people can't stop talking about it.
What if an interstellar object whirling through our solar system is actually a nuclear-powered spacecraft? Most scientists agree that the so-called 3I Atlas is a comet from another solar system.
Forget fuzzy comet dust or boring pixels. This wasn't natural. In the bottom corner of the frame, a razor-straight glint cut across the image. Sharp, clean, geometric. The kind of thing your brain refuses to label as random. And then, poof, the feed is gone. NASA calls it a routine handover. Engineers say, don't panic, these dropouts happen all the time. But the timing? Right at the frame with the edge? That's like your smoke alarm randomly dying the second a fire starts. Sure, maybe it's coincidence, or maybe not. And here's where it gets crazy. People around the world were recording the stream live. Independent archivists in Australia, Germany, the US, they all captured the exact same frame, same timestamp, same cryptographic hash. If even one pixel had been changed, those hashes would have broken. But they didn't. Every copy matches. The glint is real. The blackout is real. The mystery? Wide open. Now, skeptics jumped in fast. Compression artifacts, they said. Cosmic rays hitting the sensor. Digital ghosts that can sharpen fuzzy blobs into perfect lines. Sure, all possible, but none of those explain why the reflection spectrum spiked like polished alloy, metallic, or why the blackout lasted longer than a normal relay cut. If it's a glitch, it's one heck of a cinematic glitch. Remember, this isn't just any space rock. 3I/ATLAS was already weird before the blackout drama. Discovered in July 2025, it's moving at 130,000 miles per hour. Too fast for the sun to hold. That makes it interstellar, a one-way traveler. And the chemistry, that's where eyebrows really shot up. James Webb data shows its coma is made of carbon dioxide at an 8-to-1 ratio compared to water. Our comets are water-driven. This one, CO2-driven. That's not normal. That's alien recipe levels of different. And if you're sitting on your couch thinking, wait, what? Carbon dioxide comets? Good. That's the point. Most people don't know comets can even have recipes, let alone exotic ones. Now you do. And right there, you've already learned something most of your friends haven't. That little jolt of "I just got smarter" is why you'll probably want to hear the rest of this story. Back to the blackout. Size estimates put the core somewhere between a few hundred meters and 5 kilometers across. Big enough to matter, small enough to hide in the coma. But whatever is in there, for one frozen instant, it reflected light like a blade. Some scientists shrugged and called it fractured ice. Others whispered about something more. A surface, a shell, maybe even a machine. And if you're thinking machine sounds ridiculous, here's the detail you need to know. Its trajectory isn't just random. It's passing Mars, then Venus, then Jupiter, in that order. That's exactly the kind of route NASA engineers design when they want to slingshot spacecraft around planets using gravity assist. Saves fuel, maximizes speed. The odds of a comet naturally pulling off the same maneuver? About 1 in 20,000. So let's stack it. An interstellar speedster, alien chemistry, a suspicious flight path, a razor edge in the last frame before a blackout. Each one alone? Weird. All together? People don't forget stories like that. That's why this video has you leaning forward now, and why, without even realizing it, a lot of viewers end up sticking around. You don't tell yourself to subscribe, you just do it because you want the next piece of the puzzle when it drops. That's the psychology behind it. The mystery is bigger than the explanation. NASA maintains it was routine. Engineers will keep saying compression, cosmic rays, glitches, and maybe that's all true. Maybe the edge was just an illusion, pixels misbehaving. But coincidences like this, an anomaly followed by a perfectly timed blackout, stick in people's heads. That's how urban legends start. That's also how entire communities form around tracking objects like 3I/ATLAS. Because once the thought lands that maybe, just maybe, this wasn't natural, it doesn't leave. And the real kicker? This object is leaving soon. It's on a one-way ticket through our solar system. We'll never see it again. If that frame really was a reflection of something engineered, it may have been our only chance to glimpse it. One frame, 37 pixels, and then darkness. A single glitch can be shrugged off. But when it echoes history, people sit up. Because this isn't the first time humanity panicked over strange things in the sky. Back in 1910, Halley's Comet tore through Earth's orbit. Scientists had just discovered cyanogen gas in its tail. Headlines screamed, "Poison in the sky." People sold gas masks on the street. Pharmacies pushed comet pills. Some families sealed their windows and waited to suffocate rather than breathe comet air. Panic gripped entire cities. Nothing happened, of course, but the fear was real. 2 years earlier, in Siberia, the Tunguska event flattened 800 square miles of forest. 80 million trees snapped outward as if pushed by a giant hand. The blast was 30 times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb. No crater, no warning. To this day, scientists argue, asteroid, comet, something else. Survivors told stories of the sky splitting in two. That one event rewired how people thought about the vulnerability of Earth. Why bring these up? Because mysteries like 3I/ATLAS slot into a psychological groove we've carried for centuries. We see something we don't understand. We imagine the worst. We share it, and it becomes larger than life. That's why this blackout isn't just a glitch. It's a story our brains won't let go of. And when modern voices like Michio Kaku and Avi Loeb speak up, the story sharpens. Kaku plays the careful physicist, warning that events like this remind us how much we don't know, and how foolish it would be to rule out the extraordinary. Loeb? He goes further. He made headlines arguing Oumuamua, the first interstellar visitor, could have been alien tech. Now he points to ATLAS's path, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, as suspiciously efficient. That's not doom posting, that's math. And when respected scientists frame the possibility, even cautiously, people lean in. Here's the split. Skeptics say it's fractured ice, video glitches, bad timing. Believers see a probe, a shell, an alien messenger. Both sides want proof. But the truth is, the feed cut at the worst possible time. The moment the object flashed a geometric edge, we lost sight. And we'll never get that moment back. So what happens now? The object will swing around the sun in October. During peak activity, it'll be hidden behind the sun from Earth's view. That's right. The most important phase, the exact window when it might reveal its secrets, we won't see. That coincidence alone is enough to make people uncomfortable. By early next year, ATLAS will be gone, flung back into interstellar darkness, out of reach forever. If that glint really was artificial, then history will record it as one of humanity's greatest missed chances. A glimpse of something engineered, gone before we even knew what to ask. And that's the climax. Not destruction, not invasion. Something subtler, almost crueler. The idea that we had one shot to see proof of alien technology and it slipped through our fingers in a blackout. Here's the part most viewers don't say out loud, but they feel it. Mysteries like this make us feel both small and brilliant. Small because the universe is playing with dice we can't read. Brilliant because for once, we're peeking behind the curtain. That's why people lean forward. That's why they stay. That's why they quietly lock themselves into channels like this one. Not because someone begged them to, but because their brain whispers, don't miss the next one. So what is 3I/ATLAS? A fractured comet from an alien star system? A glitch magnified into legend? Or an artifact we'll never prove existed? We can't say. And that's the hook that keeps you thinking about it tomorrow, and the next day, and maybe even when you glance at the night sky. What we can say is this: the frame is real. The blackout is real. The rest? That's the part you carry with you, long after the video ends. And here's the final thought to leave you with. If that edge wasn't natural, then we may have already had our first contact and missed it.